Welcome to today's market report. European stock markets are seeing trading mixed at the open on Friday, with investors digesting fresh curfew measures in Europe, the final US presidential debate before the November election, as well as the ongoing stimulus negotiations. DAX futures traded 0.3% lower at 12,500. CAC climbed 0.1% at 4,800. FTSE rose 0.2% at 5,700. The final debate between US President Donald Trump and his Democrat challenger Joe Biden took place late on Thursday, an event that many saw as Trump's last chance to substantially eat into Biden's poll lead ahead of the November 3rd poll. It was a slightly more civilized debate this time around, but Trump failed to make up for lost ground from the first debate. Also helping investors' confidence on Friday was the news of the first approved COVID-19 treatment after Gilead Sciences received the US FDA approval on Thursday for its antiviral therapy to treat the virus. However, reported coronavirus cases in Europe have more than doubled in 10 days, crossing 200,000 daily infections for the first time on Thursday, according to a Reuters report. Daimler could be in the spotlight after the German car maker said third quarter net profit rose while revenue declined, noting strong demand for luxury cars in China helped turn around margins at its Mercedes-Benz cars division. The company had already announced preliminary results last week. Renault also posted a drop of revenue in the third quarter of 2020. But the drop of 8.2% was better than expected, helped by a jump in sales of the Zoe, its popular electronic car model. In the UK, Barclays posted a 38% rise in revenue in dollar terms in the third quarter, helped by another strong performance from its investment bank and markets division. The European data slate includes key PMI data for the region, while UK retail sales impressed, climbing 1.5% on the month in September, above the 0.4% gain predicted. Oil prices slipped slightly on Friday, consolidating the previous session's strong gains after Russian President Vladimir Putin chose not to rule out extending record supply cuts in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. US crude futures traded 0.6% lower at $40.41 a barrel. Brent fell 0.5% to $42.25 per barrel. Both contracts posted gains for over 1.5% on Wednesday, but are still currently heading for their first weekly loss in 3. Gold futures rose 0.1% to $1,906.65 per ounce. On the FX front, GBP USD is on a steady decline so far this Friday, but holds above the 130.50 level as the US dollar remains broadly underpinned following the conclusion of the final presidential election debate. The spot pair extends its retreat from 6-week highs of 130.178 into a second day, mainly pressured by the resurgent demand for the US dollar across its main peers. Despite some signs of progress in the US fiscal stimulus talks, the greenback drew bids on the back of upbeat US jobless claims and existing home sales data. Meanwhile, rising coronavirus cases globally kept the investors on the edge, benefiting the safe haven dollar. Meanwhile, the pound remains little impressed by the resumption of the Brexit talks, after EU's negotiator Michel Barnier arrived in London to meet with his British counterpart David Frost. Differences still remain on major issues such as fisheries, state aid and scientific collaboration. The UK CBI Industrial Trends Survey on orders improved to minus 34% in October versus September's minus 48%, limiting the declines in the cable. UK retail sales failed to support the cable to go further up, and preliminary market PMI reports is expected to provide fresh incentives on the prices. According to the Financial Times, the UK has signed an agreement with Japan. That's UK's first big post-Brexit deal. So far, the news has not had any impact on the GBP pairs. Euro-dollar pulls back from weekly highs as the dollar sees broad-based recovery, trading just above 118 the level. Facing selling pressure with investors pricing a possibility of an early Federal Reserve rate hike. The pair could also extend losses while heading into the weekend, more so as the European Central Bank is under pressure to deliver more easing due to Eurozone's negative inflation. The dollar index was up 0.1% at 93.082. This is today's market news. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.